Congratulations, class of 2025. Tonight we gather to celebrate an extraordinary individual who has sweetened our lives through his remarkable contributions to the world of candy. He has dedicated himself to teaching and to inspiring both young minds and seasoned confectioners. Eric, thank you for your unwavering dedication and for reminding us all that the world of candy is not just about the treats we create, but about the joy and the inspiration we share along the way. It is with great honor that I introduce the one and the only Eric Schmoyer.
Thank you so much. As those before, I want to thank the Candy Hall of Fame for this prestigious honor. Terry and Teresa, thank you for tolerating my questions and my shenanigans. Congratulations to everybody of this year. It's been a pleasure to meet you all. Lynn. Thanks to my family, in particular my wife Joanne and son Nick, for putting up with a candy person. As you two are painfully aware, we are consumed with our occupation. Thanks for putting up with the huge amounts of time away, the long hours, and the obsessive behavior. Special thanks to Bob Husenek, who isn't with us this evening, who pushed me to submit my information for this evaluation. Giant thank you to Bob. Anyway, when I quit college in 1982 to be a rock star, I never thought I'd end up here. And I wouldn't be here if it weren't for the support and mentorship of many. I began my candy career when a coworker urged me to go to the R. & Palmer Candy Company and put in an application. Thanks, Tim. That nudge saved my life, changed it dramatically. I spent 20 years at the R. & Palmer Company, the first half in production, where I learned every job they threw at me. Jerry Payne, an R&D consultant with quite a resume, took me under his wing, pulled me into R&D with some QA duties, and taught me chocolate, compound, and center formulations. We also played with jellies, marshmallows, and cereal bars before they were popular. He also introduced me to the confectionery organizations and the cast of characters who would become my support system to this day. Ed Wilson of AAK fame and John Holland of Solic come to mind immediately. Thanks, Jerry. God rest your soul, sir. I hope I made you proud. I'd also like to thank and recognize Rich Palmer Jr. and Bill Newton, who without their support at R. & Palmer, I wouldn't be here. Then came the organizations, AACT, PMCA, Philadelphia IFT. We attended them all. I believe it was Mr. Wilson who conscripted me into the program chair for Philadelphia AACT chapter. I eventually ended up as national president, right between Mr. Husenek and Ms. Frame, if I recall correctly. Sorry. I was eventually approached by Barry Callebaut for an R&D position at their Pensacola facility. A brutal commute, but a fantastic opportunity and experience. Thank you to Rich Benson for taking a huge chance on me in our fledgling R&D center. At Callebaut, I visited customers with sales and worked on their formulations and samples, which allowed me to transition into technical services when needed. Thank you, Laurent, for letting me in. This seemed to be my sweet spot. Thank you to Mark Adriansons for allowing me to grow at BC and even win the Chairman's Award. Mark put up with me, even though I was always more of an artist than a scientist. I suppose all things must come to an end, so after 17 years at BC, I find myself at IRCA, with so many of my BC colleagues, as you probably know, working hard to make this organization a name to be reckoned with in North America. Thanks to my wonderful boss and former BC colleague, Michelle, for pulling me in and giving me a certain degree of autonomy, which can be very dangerous for me. Last and certainly not least, PMCA. I have been an extremely active volunteer for 30 years. That's probably an understatement. I remember doing my first industry presentation on chocolate applications and troubleshooting while PMCA was still held at the Hershey Lodge. Not many people were in attendance, as this was the last presentation on the last day, but I remember my mother being there. Thanks, Mom. PMCA has really given me the opportunity to stretch my legs from podcasts to animated videos. Brandy and I tried everything to break the mold, and Yvette let us get away with it. We did Managing the Basics and Beyond, and I taught any course they would let me help with. What a phenomenal experience, and we're still going. I suppose I need to wrap this up now, but if I had one thing to push, it's get involved with these organizations. Encourage your people to get involved. Gently push them while you're visiting customers, whatever their niche may be. RCI, PMCA, AACT. Networking is the lifeblood of this industry, as we all know. Give back by being on committees and teaching if you can. We need to keep the spirit of these live events going. Many new people in the industry miss out due to digital saturation. Sorry, call me a dinosaur. I remember Jerry being called that as well. But the only way to make real and lasting connections is through live social interaction. Again, thank you for this honor. This is a cherry on top of an interesting career, and I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up. Thanks.